everyone, and welcome back to Tiki Taka Talk. And today, we have weekly recap number 15. In today's episode, I will be going over the Premier League, La Liga, and Bundesliga from the past week, and the season's ending. This is getting intense, so make sure to keep on watching, because this season is getting down to the wire. Starting off with Brighton-Chelsea. Brighton won 3-0. Chelsea is stinking it up. Their manager got sacked, and they lost to Brighton 3-0. Man City beat Burnley 1-0, and this was the game that officially relegated Burnley back down to the championship. Unlucky for them, but maybe they can win the championship. Leeds drew with Bournemouth 2-2. Nice mid-table game. Nottingham Forest destroyed Sunderland 5-0. For a team that's close to getting relegated, Nottingham Forest put on a show here. And you'll see a lot of their players made it into the team of the week. Fulham beat Aston Villa 1-0. Fulham, they have such a history of upsetting huge Premier League teams and somehow, doing good. And this is the same as they beat Aston Villa. West Ham beat Everton 2-1. And Spurs beat Wolves 1-0. So the race to survive relegation is now on. This is in the end game. Burnley and Wolves are already relegated. It's between Nottingham, West Ham, and Spurs. The Leeds also are kind of in there. Liverpool beat Crystal Palace 3-1. Great victory. Gives Liverpool the going into the top 4 Champions League football. Arsenal beat Newcastle 1-0. This was the game that brought them back to the top of the Prem. And Manchester United beat Brentford 2-1. In the standings, on top with 73 points is Arsenal. A game in hand, though, is with 3 points behind is Manchester City. So this title race is going to be insane. Manchester United has 61 points, and they're basically rolled out of the title. But it's crazy to say that this team was in 8th place back in January and are now in top 3. In 4th place is Liverpool with 58, tied with Aston Villa, who are in 5th with 58 points. So the Premier League is heating up. In 16th place with 39 points is Nottingham Forest. Great showing for them this week. 17th with 36 is West Ham. 18th, Spurs has 34, only 2 points behind West Ham. It's going to get intense. Burnley has 20 and Wolves have 17. So technically, Wolves could not finish bottom of the Prem, which would be crazy. Top 5 this week, Gibbs White, Sells, Wood, Jesus, Anderson. All 5 are Nottingham Forest players. And I didn't want to do that, but they had all 5 of the best players. Shout out to Freddie Woodman for Manchester City, though. Match day 35 predictions. There are 4 more match days in the Prem. Leeds Burnley, a battle of the newly promoted sides. One's trying to hang on to the Prem, and one is already lost. They're fighting with nothing to lose. I think Leeds wins 3-2, though. Come on, Leeds. Brentford, West Ham, I think Brentford will win that 2-1. Sunderland, Wolves, I think this one's 0-0. I think after Sunderland, that defeat to Nottingham, I think that they're going to struggle against the Wolves and have it end 0-0. Newcastle, Brighton, this is a fun matchup, but I think it ends 2-2 in a draw. Arsenal, Fulham. Fulham just upset Aston Villa. I think Arsenal will get the win here, 1-0. Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. I think Crystal Palace will win 1-0. Gets the win. Manchester United, Liverpool. This is the match day of the weekend. And I think that Manchester United gets the win 3-2. Massive upset, and Manchester United keep going on into the top 3. Aston Villa versus Spurs. I think Aston Villa wins 4-1. Spurs, they're gonna be behind. West Ham, I said they would lose this week, so it doesn't really matter. Chelsea, Nottingham Forest. I think that they will be a 2-2 draw. Chelsea, they are down in 8th. This team is terrible. But Nottingham Forest just won 5-0 against Sunderland, so I think they will get a point out of this one. Manchester City will beat Everton 4-0. So, big news in the Premier League. Moving on to La Liga. España. Madrid versus Real Betis ended in a 1-1 draw. Real Madrid are guaranteed to not win the title. It has to be a .001 miracle. Alaves, Mallorca. Alaves will win 1-1. So they're fighting. They're both fighting for to try not to get relegated. Barcelona beat Getafe 2-0. This was a good match as Barcelona gets the win. Valencia, Girona. Valencia 1-1. So they get the win there. Atletico Madrid beat Athletic Club Bilbao 3-2. Great showing by them as they're trying to get back into that top 3. Rayo Vallecano and Real Sociedad have the game of the match day. 3-3. Great match. Ends in a draw. Elche beat Real Oviedo 2-1. Osasuna beat Sevilla 2-1 to knock them down into relegation. And Villarreal beat Celta Vigo 2-1 to go into top 3. And Espanyol drew with Levante 0-0. In the standings with 85 points is Barcelona. Absolutely cooking La Liga. 11 points behind them with 74 is Real Madrid. 65-point Villarreal is in 3rd place. In 4th place with 60 points is Atletico Madrid. And in 5th place with 50 points is Real Betis. 16th place with 36 points is Alaves. With 35 points is Mallorca. 34 points is Sevilla. And 32 points and 33 is Levante. So the relegation battle in La Liga can be anything, any week. And with 28 points in last place is Real Oviedo. So they also could survive. The top 5 players this week were Dimitrovic, Sorloth, Kubarsi, Martinez, and Oyarzabal. Great showings, especially Dimitrovic. He had a fantastic performance. Match day 34 predictions. I think Girona will beat Mallorca 2-1. Villarreal will beat Levante 2-0. Atletico Madrid will beat Valencia 1-0. Athletic Club Bilbao will beat Alaves 2-0. Barcelona will beat Osasuna 4-1. Celta Vigo and Elche will draw 1-1. Rayo Vallecano will win against Getafe 1-0. Real Betis will beat Real Oviedo 2-0. Espanyol will upset Real Madrid and win 1-0. And Real Sociedad will beat Sevilla 2-0. Moving on to the Bundesliga. Leipzig beat Union Berlin 3-1. Mönchengladbach and Wolfsburg ended in a 0-0 draw, so Wolfsburg is still fighting to survive relegation. Bayern came back against Mainz, down 3-0, and they scored 4 straight goals as it ends 4-3 to Bayern. Heidenheim beat St. Pauli 2-0 in the relegation class. Leverkusen beat Köln 2-1. Frankfurt and Augsburg ended in a 1-1 draw. Hoffenheim beat Hamburg 2-1 to knock them down into the bottom 5. Stuttgart and Werder Bremen drew 1-1. And Dortmund beat Freiburg 4-0. In the standings, though, on top with 82 points is Bayern Munich. With 67 points is Dortmund. 62 points is Leipzig. And in 4th place and 5th place with 57 points each is Stuttgart and then Hoffenheim. So the Bundesliga is also doing great. 14th place with 31 points is Köln. Also with 31 points, and 15th place is Hamburg. In 16th place with 26 points is St. Pauli. In 17th place with 25 points is Wolfsburg. 18th place with 22 points is Heidenheim. The top 5 players. On top is Ben Sabani, followed by Gregor Kobel, Blasvich, Ramaj, and Patrick Schick. So great performances by the Bundesliga. Match day 32. I think Frankfurt will beat Hamburg 1-0. Hoffenheim will beat Stuttgart 3-1 in a top 5 clash. Bayern will beat Heidenheim 4-0. Top versus bottom. Werder Bremen will beat Augsburg 2-1. Union Berlin will draw with Köln 1-1. Leipzig will beat Leverkusen 2-1 in another great matchup. Mainz drew with St. Pauli 2-2. Dortmund will beat Mönchengladbach 4-2. And Wolfsburg will beat Freiburg 4-1 to keep climbing in the relegation. The Bundesliga is heating up. Only 3 matches to go. So anything can happen in any of these seasons. So make sure to tune in for Tiki Taka